Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to tonight's Success Connection. I am super excited to have you here. Guys, I'm going to get my webcam on, and by the way, that is not the right password, so don't use that. I just forgot to delete it out of there, so hold on one second. Webcam coming on as if by magic. There we go. All right. Perfect. Welcome everybody. So glad to have you joining me here tonight on the Success Connection. Super excited for tonight. We got kind of a two-part training tonight. I'll explain to you a little bit about that in just a moment. But first, I want to say thank you all for joining me. If you're part of our Facebook group, please go to our Facebook group right now and let everybody know they need to get on the Success Connection. Tell them we're live. In fact, Nick, what I want you to do is I want you to select one person who posts here in the next couple of minutes that we are live on the Success Connection. I want you to select one person, tag them, and give them $100. All right. So $100 to one person that just randomly selected, okay, that makes this post inside of the Facebook group. So please make that happen. Do it right now. It is important, I think. All right, so super excited to have all of you here tonight. It's been a crazy week. Been a really weird week. Hopefully, if any of you are in Texas or maybe Alabama, Louisiana, hopefully the storms missed you. Funny story, and then we'll get into things tonight. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, my mom was telling me, she's like, son, we're gonna have really bad weather tomorrow, just stay close to the house. Then yesterday morning I woke up and she's like, son, the bad weather is going to hit by 1 o'clock, leave your office and come home, because our office here is it's a metal building. And so I said, okay, mom, I'll go home. So at 1 o'clock I went home and I waited for the rain. No rain. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Finally around 5-ish, it started to rain a little bit. And I'm thinking, like, the news had literally told us, the news had told us that we were legitimately, like, one person on the news told us that if we could not get in an underground bunker or in a tornado shelter, that we were likely to die. That is what they said on the news. And so, as you can imagine, we were freaking out, scared to death, and so when around 5 o'clock, when the weather started to hit, I ran to my mom's house, picked her and my sister up and their dogs, ran to my brother's house, picked him and his wife up and their dogs. And then we all went back to my house because I have a storm shelter in my current house. So I have a tornado shelter. So you can just imagine 9 of us sitting around with like 8 dogs, just waiting for something, anything, even some rain. And we got nothing. So we got really lucky. We had no issues, no tornado, no nothing. But I do know that I woke up this morning and I saw the news and I saw that tornado definitely hit, and it hit some some areas in Alabama, Texas. I think it was headed to North Carolina. So thoughts and prayers with all of you that might have been in the path of that storm. Tonight we're going to dive into 2 things. Okay, one is going to be your live event funnel. Okay, which we've been talking about. If you're new, don't worry, we'll get you caught up. We'll get you everything you need. Okay. The second thing is we're going to talk about email marketing, and we're going to talk about how you can start doing email marketing on a much higher level. We're going to start talking about how you can do email marketing and how you can combine email marketing with this particular funnel to increase your revenue, right? Increase how much money you can make from it. And I'm going to go and apologize, but for the last 3 weeks, I've had a terrible cough. I don't have COVID. This cough is from the pollen in Mississippi and my allergies, and I mean, it is just like devastating. So if I look like I'm my eyes are not all open or I'm tired or whatever. I'm not. It's just my sinuses. I struggle to swallow and talk and not cough. So we will get through it tonight. There have been way worse things that we make it through together. So we'll make it through. But tonight we're going to go through some of the pages you guys built. Okay, we're gonna look at those pages. We're going to critique those pages because I think that's important. If any of those pages are really good, we're going to buy one of those pages and then give them to everybody. And we're going to talk a little bit more about how this event, hidden sales funnel works. And then we're going to have a special guest come on, okay? And that special guest is going to teach us a little bit about email marketing, probably about 20, 25 minutes of his best tips for email marketing sequences as it pertains to the exact type of funnel that we're doing. How many of you are excited about that? Yes? All right. Now, can any of you take a guess right now, all right, right now as to who my guest is? Just put it in the chat box over here. I'm just watching. All right. I see a few of you that have gotten it right. I see a few of you have gotten it right. Some of you have not. So we'll keep it a mystery here for the next 10 or 15 minutes or so, because before we bring our guest on, I want to go through the pages you built, the funnels you built, and those types of things. Listen, if you're new to the Success Connection, I want to welcome you. I want to say congratulations. Thank you for being here. You're actually in for an odd Success Connection tonight because I actually have a guest, and I never, ever have a guest. This is literally like the first time in forever that I've had a guest on the Success Connection. But I think it's real warranted, and it'll be great value for you. Nothing for sale, so I mean, don't worry about that. It's just really just great training. So you are in for a little bit of a different experience on the Success Connection, but a great one nonetheless. The Success Connection is not a continuation of any trainings that I've done, so it's not a training specific to Partner with Anthony. It's not a training specific to Inbox Inner Circle or anything of that nature. This is literally a training specifically to teach you the things that you don't know, to teach you the things that are working right now in my business, to work with you to build your business, but also build some of your business for you. And so this is a one for all type of thing. Anybody and everybody that's a student of mine gets access to this weekly training, and we do it every single week. So if you're new, and you're going to love this because you're going to get to come every single week and learn from us, right? And not only just learn, but get all of the assets that you need in order to be successful. I was just talking about, I was actually just filming this the other day, and I know that a lot of you probably feel this way, that a lot of times you are taught just enough to feel like you might be able to do something, but not enough to ever actually get it done. How many of you feel like that has happened in the past? Maybe not specifically for me, but that's happened to you in the past. Just give me a big yes. All right, I see lots of yeses. Very good. And so here's the thing. As digital marketers, okay, a lot of times the goal is to teach just enough to make people feel like they can do something, but then don't teach everything because you need to sell more stuff in order to get the full answer, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I just hate that. I hate that. Like any of our products that have an upsell to them, like it doesn't, I clearly say, I'm always like, hey, listen, it would be awesome if you had this, but you don't have to have it. It's not a necessity, right? So like when I sell my courses and my products, like the full puzzle is there. Now, could you buy an upsell or an OTO that maybe gives you some cheat codes to get the puzzle put together? Yeah. Could you buy an OTO that maybe gives you, some help, like a coach that puts the puzzle together with you? Yeah. But one thing I don't do is sell a course that's missing 7 of the puzzle pieces, so that there's really no way that you could ever actually be successful. And a lot of times that's what people do in this industry. And so the reason that I feel like the Success Connection is so powerful is it gives us an opportunity to create change. Because listen, I've already adapted, which I mean, I've always just taught everything that I can, like to my core. It's kind of like a fighter that's fighting and they say they laid it all out there, you know, like I lay it all out there with my stuff. Like I do my best to teach you every single thing that you could possibly need to know, right? I don't hold anything back. I don't hold one puzzle piece back and trick you, you know? I've never done that. I've always just done it my own way. So, you know, at the end of the day, my goal is to provide value and true opportunity for you. And I want to teach you to do the same for other people. So as we go through this funnel and we talk about this whole thing that we're building together, which I'm going to pull up real quick, I just want you to always remember to put people first, right? And that's one of the things that, like, if you could go through my offices here, which I now do appear at night now instead of at home, like I have the letters PPF all over the place, whether it's in my kitchen, in my little think tank room, in my whiteboard room. It's put people first. And when you put other people first, right, in your thinking, you always do the right thing. And that's so important. And so as we go through this, okay, it's important for all of you to remember to put people first, right? And of course, you know, we want you to be successful. We want you to make a ton of money, but we also want you to put other people first and remember what other people are you know, remember that other people are buying this product from you, okay? So let's look at this really quick for those that are new. Basically what we did was we're building a funnel, and this all looks like a bunch of chicken scratch, and it looks like, oh my gosh, what in the world? I've never had to do this. It's really simple. We're building a business, okay? And I'll kind of narrate right here. Let's see if I can't find a better color. Okay, that one. Step one of that business is right there, okay? It's the event promo page. So basically what we're doing is we're building a business that allows us, okay, to promote, all right, to promote a product or a training. We call it a product, but it's a training, and that training is completely free. And we actually tell people when we're promoting the training that, hey, you don't have to buy anything during this training, nothing. It's free, 100% free. People will register for that all day long because they're like, wow, I get this completely free training. But then, as you see in the brackets here in the red box, we take people through a series of steps, okay? Now we landed on doing an email marketing training, okay? Where we were basically going to teach people email marketing. And so there are a few things that people need if they're going to be successful email marketers. They need something to build their list, okay, which is why we teach them to get ClickFunnels. They need something to send emails to their list, which is why we teach them to get an autoresponder. And then they need something to send an email, like they need an email address. A lot of people have like a Gmail, where you can't send commercial emails from a Gmail address. You need, like, you know, Anthony at Morrison Publishing, or Anthony at Morrison Education, or yourname@yourname.com, right? You need like an actual email address. And so basically what we do is, through this series of steps, we tell people to get these three things, okay? But we're not selling it to you. We don't own these companies. We're just saying, hey, look, I need you to have these three things so that when you get over here to the live training, boom, when you get to this live training, you can actually do what I teach you to do, right? Now, one of the steps that we add into this is called the verification. What the verification is designed to do is say, hey, if someone comes in, okay, if someone comes in and let's say they go through the 3 steps, all right, but they haven't really done anything. Like they didn't really buy ClickFunnels. They didn't really get GetResponse or Aweber or whatever. They would get stuck here at this verification page, and they would have to go back and actually buy those products. So the verification page makes sure that they actually did buy the products before it moves people on to tell them basically more information about the event on the event page, okay, which then pushes people over to the live training page. So when you look at this funnel, it looks all, complicated and all of that, but it's really not. There's not much in this that's very complicated at all. It's actually quite simple, okay? Now, we built you this funnel, okay? Let me just find it here. Let's see. Right here. So we built you this funnel. It's called the Students Weekend Funnel, right? It starts off with this opt-in page, all right? I gave all of you this last week. So it starts off with this opt-in page that's got a little bit of information about the event and all of that good stuff, okay? Then it takes you to these different steps pages, right? So the steps are designed to, of course, get people to do certain things. Step 1 might be get ClickFunnels. Step 2 might be get an autoresponder. Step 3 might be get a domain, okay? So we've got the registration page, that page, and then we've got the verification page, all right? Now, I am going to set your verification page up for you, okay? I shared a template with you like this, but I'm going to end up setting the whole page up for you. So this verification page really just lets people send in their information, and we'll go over what information should be on there. But here's the cool part about it. When somebody sees this, if they haven't done it, they click the go back button and they start going back, right? And they go back and back and back. Because why? Because they know that they have to verify. It's going to ask them questions like, for instance, enter your get response API key. And then we have a video here that actually shows people how to do that, okay? And that's the key, is that as people are going through each one of these steps, there's a video that will play that walks them through it. So there's no guessing, there's no trying to figure it out. Like, it will walk them through exactly what they need to do. So I built you this funnel, okay? So I built you this funnel last week and I gave it to you, all right? And then I asked you to build your own version of this, okay? So I asked you to build your own version, at least at the very least, of this page. And so a lot of you did build some of these pages. These are some of the ones that we found inside of our Facebook group. Now, when I click on some of these, and I'm going to do this just to share it with you, okay? When I click on some of these, I don't see a whole lot that's changed, okay, aside from the copy. Now, I did tell you that I wanted you to do your own copy, right? Write your own copy on the page. Think a little bit differently. Think about what would draw you in to a weekend event, right? To learn email marketing. Like, what would draw you in, right? And write that. Because here's the thing, you are your own customer. And that's what's so important for you guys to understand. You actually have a much better chance of succeeding with some of this, even than I do, because I'm not that customer anymore, right? And so I have to go back and try to remember, like, what would have excited me about learning email marketing as a newbie, right? As a customer. But I don't necessarily remember, it's been 2 decades, right? But like, what gets you excited, right? Put that copy on the page, because if it excites you, there's a good chance it excites other people, right? So I ask you guys to build out some of these pages. As we go through, I'll show you some of these and give you some critiques. Things like this. This is not a very good idea in terms of colors. Anytime you have this kind of like, almost like this vibrant blue, but it's slammed on these green backgrounds, it's just hard to look at, right? Always just use toned down colors, neutrals and things like that, that feel very high end, right? So like the green background is really the only change that took place on this page from the original. What I'm really looking for when I ask you guys to build out the funnels is I'm really looking for somebody to change it up, right? Completely change it up. Something like this, probably too much content here before we get to this video. Usually you have a headline, a sub-headline, and then boom, you get into the page, right? So again, probably just a little bit too much content up there, but still thinking more along the lines in the right direction, of getting things done. We've got this one. So, you know, I don't think that you would necessarily want this video here, but I think you were just pulling in a video as a placeholder, which makes sense. But these wacky backgrounds and stuff, like you probably won't see too many really successful, like super, you know, big marketers doing anything with those types of backgrounds. Okay, we usually tend to use a milder background, something similar to this right here, right? Something a little calmer. This looks really good, just kind of changed up from color perspective. Let me show you one that I did find this week that I thought was good. And I thought it was good because of the copy. This is Braden's. So it says, join the really awesome weekend event today. Discover the lazy entrepreneur's way to create a stable income for your future guaranteed. Now, I would probably pull that off because I'm a big claims, like earnings claims. Like I just always get rid of anything that guarantees anything. But discover the lazy entrepreneur's way to create a stable income for your future is still a really that's good copy from sorry, from you guys. And then of course I probably, you know, I've really never seen anybody say weekend benefit 1, 2, and 3, and 4, but I still like this, right? And I did like this part where you put this letter in here, kind of right in the center, right? And it breaks up the monotony. Now you still have this kind of crazy background thing going on, but I thought this was pretty good. And then I love this, changing up the Q&A. And this is what I'm actually looking for when I ask you guys to redesign these funnels. Ingenuity, thinking outside the box. Instead of that bland little Q&A, have something that has some images and some context to it so that it feels more inviting, right? Like, love the idea of doing that, right? So love the idea of adding a little bit of information down here. So really like this page. I would change this background, but I really like the overall copy in the page that that Braden did. So this Braden Whitworth, and I've looked through a ton of these, right? Like I've gone through quite a few as I was doing this, and just looked at, and like if you, for instance, look at this one. See how this one gets completely changed up? This page doesn't look anything like mine. Here's mine. Let's see. This is mine. Okay, and then look at this one. It doesn't look anything at all like mine, which I really like. In fact, I actually really like this page. So whose is this? This is Bernie. This is Bernie's. So I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to hook Bernie and Braden both up. I told you guys I was going to buy these. I'm going to buy both of these, and I'm going to do $500 each. And we're going to give, because I said I was going to spend $1,000 tonight. I'm going to buy both of these. And here's the thing, next week when you get on the Success Connection, I'm going to be able to give everybody both of these. So we've got students that are out there building. I'm going to bring in the best. I'm going to buy them, and then I'm going to give them to everybody so that you have more options, more templates, you know, more pages, more design options that will allow you the opportunity, okay, to be able to really and truly build your own. And the whole point of this is to allow you the ability to build your own, okay? So I think that's the most important thing for all of you to remember, is that when we're doing this, okay, and when I'm buying all these pages from you, the real reason that I'm doing it is to get you to move in the direction of learning how to do this for yourself, right? Like, there's no benefit financially to me to sit here and buy pages from all of you, but I do that to motivate you, to inspire you, and to push you to actually do this. Like, I love this. What would you do with an extra 5, 50, or 500 new leads? Join the email bootcamp for free. Learn how to build a profitable email marketing business as we explore these 5 secrets to success. Like, this is great. This is a great page. This is a great copy, right? Now, some of you that are new, you're probably sitting there wondering, let me just pull this up. You're probably wondering, okay, Anthony, that's great. You know, you're going to build this little page for us here, and we've already got this page, but like, you know, you've built these middle pages for us, like the steps in between, but how in the hell are we going to do this, right? Like, that's, how many of you are new, are wondering, like, how am I going to do the actual event, right? Just say yes. Okay. Here's the thing. As I mentioned before, there's 2 ways to do this, okay? I don't know where it is on this particular thing on here. Yeah, here we go. Delivered in 2 ways. Okay, 2 ways. They're right there by with the green text around them. So we can deliver this in 2 different ways. One is we can deliver it in a VSL. The second way is we can actually do a live weekend event. Now, I told you that if you do a live weekend event, okay, you're probably going to make more money because anytime something's live, you do better. All right. But if you don't want to do a live event, I understand, and that's okay. We're going to film you a VSL training. So basically what we're doing in this whole process is we're telling people we're going to teach them how to build an email marketing business. So I'm going to film a training that teaches them how to build an email marketing business using ClickFunnels, GetResponse, and of course, buying their own domain. So I'm going to film this like boot camp that they get to watch, okay, and that they get to access. And of course, it's going to require them to have all 3 of these things. These 3 things, here's what I love about this, okay, and this is what I think is so important, is that it creates residual income for you. So if you're out there and you're building your business and you're trying to make a one-off sale each and every time, right? You're constantly trying to make one single sale, right? One single sale. It gets difficult when you start every day at 0, every month at 0. Residual income, having the opportunity to earn from continuity, right? Monthly memberships is so important. So in this particular funnel, what's happening is you're getting paid commissions on all these tools to basically teach people how to use the tools and how to put them together to build a business. If you think about it, it's a lot like what I do on the Success Connection. I'm ClickFunnels' #1 affiliate. Is it because I'm out here hawking ClickFunnels with ads? No, it's because I provide value. I teach you every Thursday night how to build funnels, just like this one. I give you funnels, just like the one I gave you last week, which I'll give you again this week if you missed last week. Like, I'm constantly delivering value, and because of that, you'll go buy ClickFunnels, and if you buy it through my link, I get paid, right? So think about it. I'm teaching you how to do what I already know works because I already do it every single week. How many of you agree with me on that? Just say yes. Okay. I see lots and lots of yeses coming in. People are like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, listen, what I teach on here is what I do. I have no desire to teach you things that I don't even do. I couldn't teach it anyway. It wouldn't make sense. But here's the one key, all right? And we're going to bring our special guest on here in just a minute, because there's one key thing that you must have. You absolutely must have in order to make this work, okay? And that's right here. I want all of you to look right there, okay? Let me just do this. It's this right here. It's the email marketing side of things. You see, there's a gap of time. We'll just write the word time, okay? There's time that passes between when somebody registers and when that event actually happens, or when that video actually goes live. And the emails that you send to somebody between when they register and when the event happens are the most crucial emails you will ever send, period. Because if those emails suck, so too will your show up rate. Otherwise, if those emails are great, your show up rate's great. And if your show up rate's great, that means there's more people taking advantage of your training. Now you might say, well, Anthony, we're not selling anything on the training, so why does it matter? Well, it's real simple. If I buy ClickFunnels and I buy GetResponse and I buy a domain name and I don't show up to this training, what am I likely to do with all 3 of those services that I bought? That's right, cancel them. But if I buy all 3 of those services and I show up to this training and you teach me how to use them and how to build a business from them, what am I likely to not do? Cancel. Exactly. So it is important that people show up to your training. Now, like I said, I'm going to teach you how to do a live training, but I'm also going to film one for you so that you can literally run it as your own. I won't be on camera. I won't mention my name, and I'll just teach how to build this business. So while we've built the funnels, I've taught you how to build funnels. You guys have built funnels. I'm going to buy 2 I showed you the two I'm going to buy earlier. I'm going to buy those. You're going to get those all completely free next week. So I need to make a note of that so that I don't forget. Okay, let's see. I'm going to give 2 student funnels. Okay, so you're going to get those next week. All right, so you're going to get all those next week. But I want to talk about the emails that are going to get people from the point of registration onto the live event. Now, how many of you know that a lot of times I write you emails? Just give me a big yes. Okay, a lot of times I write you emails. Here's the thing. One of my buddies just got through doing a very similar funnel to this. He just got through doing the same thing, and he wrote emails that absolutely crushed it. How many of you, first of all, would like to learn from him how he did it? Just give me a big yes in the chat box. Okay, I see lots and lots and lots and lots of yeses. All right, another question for you. How many of you would like the emails that he used, his emails, completely free? Just say yes if that's you. I see tons and tons and tons. Flood the chat box with yeses. If you're not typing a yes, please leave and let somebody else get on. We're full. We don't have any room for anybody else. So if you're not typing yes, you need to leave, because if you don't want emails that somebody else just used that they're proven to work, you don't need to be here. Like, I love you all, but goodbye, right? Let's bring somebody on that wants to be here. All right, I see tons and tons and tons of yeses. Well, here's the thing. I'm super excited about this. Look, I did a pop-up webinar with him just the other night, and I said, man, will you just come and teach my Success Connection students some of this stuff? Like, can we get some email marketing training from you? Can we have you jump on here and really dive in on the emails that we need for this funnel? And he's like, well, I got you. I got you covered. And so my guest tonight is Anik Singhal. Anik, super, super good friend of mine. We have done so much stuff together. I mean, it's been like 2 decades of us kind of going back and forth and constantly texting and emailing and all of these things. You know, it's really rare in this business to have friends. You have JV partners, you have affiliates, you have, you know, all these types of language, but you don't really have friends. That's a rarity. Anik and I have not done any kind of JVing, I don't know, God, probably the last 3 years, maybe 4, maybe longer, I don't know. But yet we talk all the time. So we're really good friends. And we share what's working, what's not working, what we're trying, what we're testing, what we failed with, what we excelled with. And when Anik told me about this kind of the same theory that he was using, this challenge, this weekend event thing, and he said he absolutely crushed it. He called me, it was just literally a couple weeks ago. He's like, dude, you got to do this. He's like, I didn't think it was going to work, but it just was phenomenal. It blew things up. But what was the key was my emails. He started telling me about these emails, and I'm like, that would be perfect for my Success Connection students. They need those emails. And so not only did I talk him into coming on tonight and teaching you, I have talked him into giving you those emails. So we're going to spend the next 15 or so minutes letting Anik teach us the 3 or 4 core things that you need to know in order to write really good emails. And then I'm going to tell you how you can get his emails completely free. So Anik, if you are there, just chime in and say hello. I see you on. I'm going to make sure you can hear me.
What's up, man? What's up? Glad to be here. I'm trying to see if I can figure out how to do my webcam like you and BL Fancy, but it doesn't seem to want to.
Gotta be fancy, man. You gotta be fancy on the Success Connection.
It's freaking out on me here. It's definitely freaking out. So
I had the spinning wheel the other day where it just
no, it's Apple's new ridiculous approve everything you ever want to do on this computer. So let's not tempt the gods. I just want to turn my camera on. I put a shirt on and everything, man. Did my hair.
Gosh, you had to wear a shirt for this webinar.
Yes.
Man,
man. Listen, so first of all, thanks for having me on. Second of all, I want everyone to know something. He says it so softly, but he totally tricked me into that. Can you give your emails to my students? And I appreciate a good hustle. So I was like, you know what? I haven't even given it to my students. And I'm like, I haven't turned these emails over to any of my email marketing students, but I'm happy to do it to you guys. Let me give you some highlights just so you get excited about it. This challenge we ran, and the emails I'm going to give, it's not just one. It's probably going to be about, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, 11. I haven't pulled them yet. I'll give you the entire week coming up to the event, all the emails I sent to those who had registered, because the whole point is show rate. We want to get people to show up, right? So those are the emails. And here's what they did. They got me 2,700 people in a room at the same time at 10 a.m. in the morning of all times. That is not the ideal time, but I wanted to do some things differently. It's funny because my Zoom account is set to 3,000 and I'm sitting there and I was like sweating bullets because I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to run out of room. I didn't expect it. You can imagine, right? I didn't expect it. I thought 3,000 would have margin, but it didn't. And so what's really cool is you get all of that. I'm going to hand you the emails that did it. And I've been writing these emails, man, forever at this point. So
if you had 3,000 people that bought ClickFunnels, that bought GetResponse, and that bought a domain name and showed up to a training, you would be making 6 figures a month right off the bat. So,
yeah.
You know, and that's the key, is having the show up rate. And of course, I'm going to do the training for you, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. But Onik, what I really want you to do, and I know we're pressed for a little bit of time tonight because I had stuff that I needed to go over. We're already like 40 minutes in, so we got about 20 minutes. I'm going to see if I can twist your arm into coming back next week and planning for it so that you can stay like for an extended period of time and really dive into this. But we'll get onto that a little bit later along with your emails. So what I'd really like for you to do, and I don't know if you can share your screen, I can make you the presenter, but maybe
Sure.
just draw, like, I mean, you can see, man, like you and I, we both do the same stuff. We doodle, we're like never grew up, you know what I mean? But if you're writing an email sequence, what is like the number one thing that you would do? You know what I mean? Like, what's the number one thing that you would do and make sure you have in those emails?
Okay, so number one is, and again, I'm talking to the effect of show rate. So I'm assuming these emails are specifically meant to help you get show rate, because different emails have different purposes, and so different rules apply. And by the way, the emails that I'm giving away, I wrote them. So even though I have a big team, I have a team of 6 copywriters on my team. And for this particular challenge, I wrote everything myself because I wanted to get a feel for it. So you're getting it from the source of someone who's been writing emails for 18 years. Number one thing I would do, Anthony, countdown. So here's what I teach. An email is no different. Marketing is about one word: excitement. Okay, that's what marketing is. Marketing, and it's so funny. I went through so many classes in school. I think I did like 6 different marketing classes in college. And never once was this point made. And this is actually all marketing is. It's creating excitement. So you ever seen how video game systems launch during Christmas time? My nephew, poor kid, still doesn't have a PS5 because they're not available, right?
Yeah.
And so excitement, scarcity. So countdown. 6 hours to go, 3 hours to go, 2 hours to go, 1 hour to go. Like, I start this 5 days before, 5 days to go, 4 days to go, 3 days to go. It's the simplest and easiest way to create like this inner frenzy. It's just like, people respond to countdowns, by the way. If you ever go up to someone, okay, and say nothing to them and just start going 10, 9, 8, 7, you're going to see them react.
They don't even know what it's for.
See them react. They're going to be like, what are you doing? What's going to happen? Holy crap. That's because we subconsciously respond to countdowns. So my email sequences to get show rates are driven around countdown times. My subject lines, the headline, and the first thing you read when you open the email, it's you have this much time left. So yeah, that's number one. Anthony, I could talk more about that, but that's the number one thing. My emails have to display countdown.
I love the fact that you use that you use a sense of urgency, right? And like letting people know. And here's the thing, guys. One of the things I learned this from television, and I've more recently started learning it from online, marketing online, is that people, they don't respond. None of you guys respond to the very first time that we send you something. It's the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth time before you actually respond. But here's the interesting thing. If you see an email that says 6 days to go and it's in the subject line and you don't even pay it any attention, but then like 2 days later, you see something 4 days remaining, you're like, 4 days remaining. You might shrug it off. But when we get down to 2, here's the thing. Subconsciously, you've been thinking about there's only 6 days remaining for this. And there's only 4 days remaining for this. Now there's only 2 days remaining for this. You start to then, it piques your interest. It grabs your attention, right? Which is what you're fighting for. in the inbox. You're always fighting for that attention. And so I think it's really interesting how you use the same thing. So keep going. If you can give us,
Yeah,
at least
it's
two or three.
Anthony, it's also scarcity. Urgency I love, but scarcity in anything works, right? So FOMO, fear of missing out, scarcity. What you're creating is a scarcity of time. And so that's what you mentally just expressed that. It's like 3 days to go. I mean, 6 days to go. 4 days to go. 3 days to go. 2 days to go. Oh crap, I'm losing time. Like it's coming up. What's happening? And so it's remember one rule of marketing alongside of excitement is the more you can get someone to think about you, the more likely they're going to do something about it. So you want to be, what's that phrase called? Living in someone's head rent free. Like there is something to that. So with email sequences and with emails, that's what we're doing. We're getting in front of you consistently, regularly, and very persistently. Number two, now this is something that I've been doing for a long time. I can't tell you that I've split tested it, but I really feel like it makes an impact. And I don't do this for everything. I do this for the big ones, the main events that I'm doing that I really want to get people to get excited about. Is I create an incentive to show up early. All right, I'll tell you why. First and foremost, if you've ever run an event, a webinar, a challenge, or anything, you're gonna know one thing: people are late. So you could do whatever you want. If you start at 8, 8:10, 8:15, 8:20, they're still straggling in. The closest example I can give you is like going to church. I swear, if you show up at church 5 minutes early, you're gonna be like, did I miss something?
Yeah.
Like, is there no service today? Like, where is everybody? Wait till the exact time of, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, whoa, there's people here. And then wait till 20 minutes passed. Place is packed, right? And I always chuckle. I'm like, it's the same time every week. Like, we should be able to figure this out and show up on time, but we can't. Now, there was this. I actually learned this from church. This is why I use this as an example. There was this. So my wife and I, we're pretty good about being on time. That's because of her, not me. But maybe we're right on time. Maybe a few minutes late, okay? But we're not the 20-minute late people. And then one time our pastor says, hey, I'm kind of embarrassed to even say this, but I'll say it. Her pastor says, next weekend, if you come early, we're going to be having a hangout, free coffee, bagels, and you're going to meet your the new worship leaders and everything. And I'm like, cool, coffee and bagels on a Sunday morning. Sundays are grocery day, so Sunday morning is usually pretty light in the house for breakfast. So guess who shows up early? I showed up 10 minutes early. But it wasn't necessarily for the breakfast. It was because, hey, he's asking us to be there early? There's a subconscious reasoning there. There's something happening. Something's different. Something's unique about this day. So be early. So I always like to do this thing. If it's a really big one, I'll say show up 30 minutes early. Now, what I do during that time, I just hang out. I open the room. I genuinely have fun with people. I say, ask me questions. All right, who loves a dog? Who loves a dog in here? Whose favorite pet is that dog? Oh, great. Okay, Marcy, you win a $25 gift certificate to Amazon. Why? Just because you're cool. And then I'll be like, okay, ask me questions, or we'll do fun stuff. I'll say, hey, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, go subscribe to my podcast. We just hang out, and I end up showing them a different side to me, right? Those of you who are here, why do you like the Success Connection so much? Is because Anthony just comes and hangs out with you. It's raw. He doesn't have a PowerPoint presentation every Success Connection, although he's probably going to make me make one for the next one, by the way. But he doesn't, right? So you get to see Anthony in his raw. This is who he is. And so you grow a connection to that, no pun intended. Mm-hmm. So show up early. What it does is it subconsciously creates an aura of importance around that event, and it yet again brews scarcity. Because of course I'll say show up early, save your seat, because we're gonna max out. And my list and people who've been with me know for a fact there have been many a times they got locked out. So they know I'm not just making that up. So they have to show up early. So it's a little trick that I don't see pretty much any marketer using, and I love it. And to be very frank, it's fun. Like I don't mind it. It's the one time I can just kick back and hang out with the audience, and they love it. People literally eat it up. Number three, if you were gonna ask me, is to mail often. And I'm going to talk about this because I follow a model that was once when it was told to me, I literally was like, "Are you crazy? That is way too many emails." And the person who taught it to me said, "Go ahead, try it once and track your unsubs. You won't see a lick of difference. People do not unsubscribe from notification emails on the day of the event that the event is going on. They don't unsubscribe. They expect it. They appreciate it. So you know what we do? We do a 6-hour notification. If we're using GoToWebinar, I set it to do six, 3, and 1. So GoToWebinar allows you to do 3 notifications. So I allow GoToWebinar to handle the 6-hour one, the 3-hour one, and the 1-hour one. Okay, so that's 3 emails. I'm not sending them. GoToWebinar is, but it's 3 emails going out the day. Now I will send out 4-hour, 2-hour. All right, so we're already up to 5 emails now before the event's even started. And notice countdown, right? So all of them say this many hours. I've gone from days left to hours. I will send out the we're open email. So typically if it's a big event, I open 30 minutes before, right? So I use, I get an email out 30 minutes before that we're open early, which creates another, so now up to 6 emails, which creates another reason for me to send out an email saying starting. I send that out about 5 or 10 minutes before I'm officially starting. I only do 5 or 10 minutes before because it can take the system 5 minutes to send. So if it's an 8 o'clock event, 7:55, now I'm on like, I don't know, I lost count. It's like email number 7 or something. Then I watch. I always have an email in the system and I tell my team to use their judgment. If we're lagging a little bit behind and the room hasn't filled up, there's a you're late email 10 minutes in. That you're late to this webinar. That one, by the way, you'd be surprised how many times it gets that gets a lot of attention. That's 8 emails. And I'm telling you right now, you're not upsetting anyone. I know people listening right now going, "Oh my God, that sounds ridiculous." It's not. You don't care actually. Those who don't need them, they ignore them. But they opted into that event. They understand that you're just doing them a service by sending those emails to them. And so that's 8 emails that we're sending out on the day of. It's pretty crazy, but it really does work. I'm gonna give you a little bonus tip here, and this is something I've been doing, and it's been working really well for me. Mail the openers or the clickers. Okay, I don't always do this. I don't want to abuse this. Again, it depends on the event, and sometimes I'm like not. I wish I had more registrations. I'm a little bit lagging behind, so I'll use this trick. So what I do is I build an audience. So let's say I've been mailing about an event for 6 days or 7 days to my big list, 5 days, whatever. I build 2 segments. You can do this inside. This is a bit of an advanced technique. If I lose you, don't worry about it. It's advanced, okay? You can build segments inside of these autoresponder systems where you can say, hey, I want you to build me a custom segment of audiences. Anybody who's opened any of my emails in the last 5-6 days since I've been talking about this webinar. And then you build another segment that's, hey, I want you to build a segment of anybody that's clicked one of my emails over the last 5-6 days. And what I do is as I open the room, I send them an email and I pretend like they had registered. So it's either openers or just clickers. Typically it's the clickers. That's going to be your most engaged audience. I just pretend. And now, of course, I exclude anyone who did register because the ones who did register are already getting their own email sequences. I told you, I may have lost some of you. I can see some people in the question in the chat. It's fine. Just skip this part. This is bonus.
It's simple. It's simple. And we'll go over it on the Success Connection. I'll show you how to do it. But what Onyx is saying is 100% accurate. In fact, I have an email campaign that I just ran only to my clickers. So basically only to my 30-day clickers. That's it, 30-day clickers, and generated over 75 grand with 3 emails to my 30-day clickers. That's it. So these are your most active people on your list. These are the people you definitely want to send emails to. And these are the people that will definitely open and click, and they are usually the ones that will attend. So like in this particular case, we're trying to get them to attend, right, this live event. Again, it doesn't have to be that you're doing it live. It could just be that they're attending by going to a web page and watching a video that's going to open up on a certain day and a certain time, right, like we talked about. And I'm going to film that video for you. Another thing, Anik, that you said about mailing often, like this is what I do. Most people think that I mail too much, right? And at the end of the day, like, I don't know if you share the same philosophy on this or not, but like if I'm not sending an email to somebody today, you probably are. That's the way I see it. It's 100%. Like if I'm not sending one, Anik probably is, or somebody else probably is, which means I'm not on their mind anymore. You are, right? Or someone else in general, right? And so like I send an email every day. I don't know if you do or not. I know that we do. Do you send emails every day or do you take days off?
Every day, sometimes twice in a day.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it works, guys. Like, you know, somebody once told me, and it was really interesting how the perception that people have. Somebody once told me, they're like, listen, are you rich? And I'm like, well, it's like, I guess it depends on who you're talking to. I mean, like I could be the poorest person in the room or I could be the richest, you know? And they said, well, look, do you consider yourself wealthy? And I would say, well, I consider that I've done really well. And they said, okay, so you consider that you have a lot of money. I said, yeah, I have a good bit of money. They're like, you shouldn't be ashamed of talking about it. And I said, well, why not? And they said, because when you talk about it, right, you attract more. Because if you're having conversations with people about money, about how to make money, the things that you've done to make money, it will inevitably spark interest in other people that they might say, you know what, I know somebody that does that, or I know somebody that did this, and it brings more connections to you. They're like, if you're good at something and if you're doing it, don't be ashamed of it, especially if it's making you money, right? And then ethical and moral and all of that way, right? But don't be ashamed of it. Email marketing is the same way. Do not be ashamed of sending an email every day, sometimes twice a day. If it is making you money and you are doing well with it, do not be ashamed to do it. And don't worry about these like unsubscribe rates. People unsubscribe from your list, let them go. Replace them with somebody that wants to be there. It's quality over quantity, right? The people that want to be there won't unsubscribe. The ones that don't want to be there are going to unsubscribe no matter what. You could send them 1 email or 12 emails. They're still going to unsubscribe. So focus on the quality subscribers, the ones that want to be there. Cater your marketing to those people, and you end up doing way better than trying to tiptoe around all of the people on your list that don't really want to be there and just want to complain. I mean, that's how we operate. Is that what you do?
Exactly. Like to the T. It's, you know, they're on your email list and we email. Now we track, we know, we got open rates and click rates. We're watching, and you know, we've started some new stuff now. We're starting some newsletter related stuff at Learn, and the team that's doing it, they're watching their open rates. So that's what I love about marketing, by the way. Data is so clear. Like they tell you, hey, love this, hate this, don't send me this. And so I will say there's magic in segmentation, and as you get more and more advanced, the more you segment, the more emails you can send, because you can start to get more specific to people. You start to know what they want, what they don't. There's people that love my podcast. There's others that never open emails about my podcast. So over time, we can build segments saying, hey, you know what? These people never open emails about my podcast. Just don't mail them about it. Instead, mail them about something else. And that way they're better served. I'm getting more emails out and getting more response. But it's almost always like the answer is never to mail less. It's actually to mail more. It's just mail smarter, you know? But people will say, oh my God, my open rates are falling. I should mail less. That's the worst thing you could do. It's the worst thing you could do. You'll kill your open rates. It's actually, you got to mail more. You just need to mail the right thing at the right time.
Right. And it's not difficult, right? So like the strategies, like the tips that Anik's giving you tonight, these are more strategic, right? Like make sure you send emails with a countdown as you're leading up to an event, right? Or to an opening of something. Use the show up early, you know, language, which again, like he said, creates that little bit of of urgency for them to get on early, but it also gives you the time to connect with them, right? Mail often, meaning don't sit around on your hands not mailing because you're scared you're going to offend somebody. Like mail often, and mail often on the day that you're doing an event, or you're opening a video, or you're opening an opportunity, or you're going to sell something. Like mail a lot during that day. And
Hey,
then,
Anthony.
yeah,
Sorry. Yeah, no, go ahead. Finish.
okay. And then of course, mailing your openers and clickers, right? This is strategic stuff, right? These are strategies that work really well for him. And hey, look, promise you, I did not ask him what his strategies were going to be. Didn't ask him what he was going to share. I just said, share some stuff that you think is really that's going to be powerful, that will help people. And literally every single one of these things that he does, we do. And you all know it because you get my emails. And so you see this. You see me counting down until an event is going to happen. You see me telling you to show up early. Then you see me mailing often. And you probably don't see me mailing openers and clickers, but I do. So these are the strategies that I use. These are the strategies Anik uses, and these are the strategies that you absolutely need to be using. So here's Anik, where I'm going to create a little bit of strategy for myself. So we've been on here for like an hour. I know you had some. You actually had a lot of stuff going on today, and so you got home late, and you're spending some time with wife. All these things, I get it. I know it's late for you, obviously. With doing this, I think it's probably what, 10 o'clock, something like that for you. So yeah. It's late. But here's my question. Next week, I would love to have like a full-blown email marketing training event with you. I'll participate too, because I mean, I obviously love email marketing, but I love for my students to be able to see this from different viewpoints, different vantage points, right? Like I teach it over here, you teach it over here. Sometimes we're both right here in the middle, but no matter what, we're reaching the same end goal and the same end point. And I would love if we could have an hour or so of your time next week to have you come on here and teach, and maybe we could get a copy of those emails for the funnel that we're all launching, because I'm building them a business right now to launch this kind of weekend event funnel. And so those emails would be awesome since they're proven and they've worked. So what do you say about next week coming back and joining us and spending some time with us, and then maybe giving everybody your emails for free?
Yeah, sure, why not? I will. I will definitely do that. Look, I want to set the expectation first though with these emails, right? It's not like there's no like, it's not a Mona Lisa of emails, guys. I think you'll actually realize the simplicity of it is the magic behind it. And I wrote these emails. The funny thing is, this campaign I was running during Valentine's Day weekend, and I was on an RV half the time, driving around, did some fun stuff with my wife, and I would be in the hotel room while she's like, getting ready. And these were done as afterthoughts, but that's after 18 years of doing it. So these things become afterthoughts after that. But you'll see, you're going to look at the emails and be like, oh, I could do this. And that's the exact point. Take them, chop off the parts you don't need that aren't relevant to your event and use them. It's simple, straightforward. And then yes, the training next week that I want to do, Anthony, it's got much more beginner level. Okay, I'm gonna really get into the weeds of email marketing. I'm gonna get into some consumer psychology, why email works, how it works. But yeah, I mean, today we got into some really advanced stuff, and I'll hit some of those points next week as well. But I want everyone to know, like, we're going to really cover it from the gambit. Happy to do it. Excited to do it. It'll be fun.
That is really, really cool, man. That's awesome. And look, I don't, and guys, you all know, if you've been with me for a long time now, I've been doing this Success Connection now. I think April will be my 7th year. I'll have done 7 years straight, every Thursday night, which is crazy. I mean, crazy. We've been through a pandemic together. We've been through my wedding. I mean, when I started this, I wasn't married. My dad was still here. There had been no pandemic, and the Cubs had not won the World Series. So lots happened since we started this on it.
Seriously.
Crazy, but I've never, you guys know, I don't have guests on. Like, I don't bring anybody on here. This is my time to connect with you. So when I share my time, there's a reason for it. There's a purpose behind it. It's it's because I know. It's not because I don't want to be here. It's not because I'm like, oh man, I'm tired. I think I'm going to let somebody else teach for me this week. I mean, I've shown up on really bad days in my life, and still been here to teach. So this is all about seizing opportunity, seeing the opportunity that's available, and I know that we have this opportunity to share this with you guys, and I want you to learn it, right? Like sometimes, people always say, if I could just be on a fly on the wall when those two are having a conversation or in that room. And I thought about that when I was literally standing, no lie, I was standing in my laundry room at my house a couple of weeks ago, and Anik was telling me, he doesn't know I was in my laundry room, but I was standing in my laundry room, and Anik was telling me about this event that he ran and these emails that he sent and how much money he made, which he hasn't even disclosed on here. And I was just like, man, if my students could hear this, like if my Success Connection students could just hear what we are talking about, they would flip out. And that's how this all kind of got started. I was like, Anik, I really want to teach my students this. Can you share it? And then here we go. And so how many of you would like for Anik to come back next week? Just say yes. All right, I see lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of yeses. Keep them coming, keep them coming. So it looks like everybody wants Anik to come back. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to, because I know it's late for Anik, so I am going to steal this screen back, Anik. And Anik, one of the things I love is you've switched to OneNote now from your other Doodle program.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing. I'm going to show you mine. Hold on one second. I want you to see
I don't
this.
got the black bars, baby. I figured it out.
Have black, which, by the way, really annoys me that you don't have the black bars and I do.
You know how many weeks I took to figure that out?
It's because you're a techie, man.
I'm not techie. I'm obsessed. That's all. I'm an obsessed person.
You're an obsessed techie. Is my screen showing now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, I don't have any black bars on here. Okay. So you just think on that for a minute. Right?
Yeah, but it doesn't go. Try to stretch it. Stretch it across the screen. See what happens.
Oh, no, we don't need to stretch it across the screen. We don't.
Exactly.
Just stop it. But here's what's funny though. Do you see up in the I don't know if you can you see it? Let me see if it'll get off here. Okay, do you see up in the top left corner where it says it's 9:41 a.m. Tuesday, January 9th?
Oh wow, we're really
Yours says it's 5:48 p.m. If you notice, I know you probably haven't noticed this. I bet you every time you use it, it says the same time. Mine says 9:41. I don't know if the date changes. I never really thought about that. But the time is always the same. I noticed yours said 5:38 or 5:40 or something p.m. I can't remember what time it was.
Oh yeah, I never even saw that before.
I know. And the weird thing is it never changes and it trips me out. Like I don't know. The little nuances. You would think like they could get this right,
Well, you know what the other funny thing is, I haven't turned this computer on in freaking like a month and a half. I turned it on usually I would be doing this from the office and from my studio. It's just my team is busy today. So I came home and turned my home office because I use my laptop at home. So I wonder if my whole like time system here is messed up too. But I never even saw that in the little text in the corner up here.
Yeah. 9:41. It's like Groundhog Day. Like every day when I'm on here doing this, like it's just 9:41 in the morning. And sometimes people on here will message me. They'll put in the chat. They'll be like, "Is it 9:41?" I'm like, "Yeah, somewhere. Not here." It's hilarious. I don't know. I just thought it was funny because we're always geeking out on these things. But Anik always figures out how to do things like just slightly better than me when it comes to the techie stuff. Like he wasn't even using OneNote, and then I got OneNote. He saw OneNote. He's like, "I want OneNote, but I don't want those black bars." And now, obviously, you have no black bars.
I bought the Surface. I bought iPad. I bought everything just so I could get rid of the black bars. Ended up not using either of them now. I gave one to my dad and one just sits around here. But yeah, it was a 1 month long obsession to figure out how to do this.
I remember this obsession because I remember.
Yeah, I know. I was messaging you at like 3 a.m. I remember.
Yeah, you're like, "Do you have the black bars?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "What about when you do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's some black bars."
The best part is you didn't even know that shouldn't be there. And then you're like, "Dang it, now I know about this." I'm like, "Yeah, my bad."
I know. And you had your screen so big just then, like it was all stretched out. I was like, how does he do it? Like how does he get that like that? Because this is as big as mine gets right here. Like
yeah, you can't use it's complicated. You have to use the Wacom tablet, and it's not easy. Your setup is easier. I'm used to using this tablet. I've been using it since before iPad came out with this because I've been doing Scribble Pad videos now since like it's been 11 years actually.
Yeah.
I used to do notepads and then I started doing Desk Scribble and people loved it so much. So back then I got this Wacom tablet, but yeah, so I jerry-rigged a few things. I had to MacGyver it, and I got it to
I
work.
love it. I love it. Well, listen, next week we're going to do a live email marketing boot camp with Anik. All right. Now, Anik, one of the things that I wanted to ask you, okay, we did this the other day for a different group of people, not my Success Connection. So we're going to get, first of all, I've asked you if we could give away, we're going to give away Anik's personal,
Crap.
yeah, personal emails.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say something.
You're like, dang it. It's
I don't know
personal.
what, I'm like, what am I giving away now? Oh, crap.
I love it. All right, so we're giving away Anik's personal emails for basically weekend events. And then Anik, what about, can we do this? Can we give away
I knew it.
one person
Doesn't end.
a $9,000
Oh, seriously?
coaching program?
Dude, you seriously trapped. This is abuse off of a recent call.
I know. But look, this will be great because if anybody deserves to have an epic giveaway, it's my Success Connection group. And so my theory was, since I have you on here live, it's really hard for you to say no.
Gonna have to change the name of the program to Success with Anik and not Success with Anthony anymore.
Next time you have me on your webinar, you're gonna be like, can we give away your cell phone number?
Yeah.
Here
you know
it
what's
is.
funny? My wife offers to literally sell that. She says if she ever needs to raise money for her business, she's going to sell my cell phone number. But anyways, yes, we can. And I just want everyone to know something. I have never, ever, ever given away this program for free to anyone. This is a program for us that is called Digital Business Accelerator. And it's led by a couple of amazing people in addition to myself. It has the most radical success stories that come out of it. I mean, I'm talking about people go from 0 to 100,000 in 30 days. It's nuts. And it's an amazing program. It's very intense. It's very hands-on. The 9K is the true cost. It's actually going up in a few months. It'll go to 15. So sure, you already put me on the line, so I'll do it. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. I will get you back for this in the future, though.
I love it. All right, I'm also going to give you guys my personal version of the weekend hidden sales funnel. Okay, so I'm going to give you my version where I draw all this out, do all this for you. Okay, and then of course, obviously, we're going to do our Facebook group post contest. All right, but it's gonna be a little bit different this week. All right, so you have to post every day from now until next Thursday in the group. Okay, so you have to post every day from now until next Thursday in the group, and it must be about email marketing. And then we will pick one. We'll have a random $100 winner will be chosen by my team inside of our Facebook group. So what that means is in the Facebook group, you got to be talking about, like, ask questions about email marketing. Tell people why you do email marketing. Tell people why you want to do email marketing. Tell people what you've learned about email marketing. Post about email marketing. We want email marketing to be the topic of conversation for the next week so we can get everybody excited, everybody on the right page, everybody in the right frame of mind so that we can absolutely crush it next week here on the Success Connection with Anik. So this is the stuff that we need to do. Look at this. It's just like all kinds of stuff next week. So we're going to do a live email marketing boot camp with Anik. We're going to give away Anik's personal emails because we can. We're going to give away a $9,000 coaching program from Anik because we can. And then I'm going to give you my personal version of the hidden sales funnel. So this is going to be awesome. It's my copy, my version, what I'm going to use, I'm going to give it to you. And then of course, we're going to do our Facebook group contest, right? So that means you got to post every single day. It's got to be about email marketing. And then if you do, we're going to pick one random person to give away $100 to. And so what we're going to do real quick is I'm going to show you guys your Success Connection Student Resource Center. Onyx never seen this before, but he's going to see it now. And I'm going to do it really quick because I know I'm behind schedule. And I know I've kept you guys on a little bit longer than usual, but this is your Success Connection Student Center. So this is where we put every single thing that we've ever done for you. It's all in here, okay? Every business we've built, every funnel we've built, everything we've ever given you, it's in here. So if you're a new student, you can get caught up by simply just going here and you can get anything that we've ever built, okay? So it starts by, if you need to join our Facebook group because you haven't, you can click here and join. If you're not following me on YouTube, obviously it's a good idea to click here and follow me on YouTube. We put content out every single week. And then if you scroll down, what you'll see is all of these yellow lines. These represent businesses, complete funnels. I'm talking like literally the email campaigns, the sales pages, the bridge pages, the bridge page emails, the members area, the autoresponders, like literally everything to start a business right here. You just click these download buttons, just boom, 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 boom. You download everything, you have all the assets. Then as you scroll down, we started naming the businesses, right? Here's the 8-figure funnel formula business. This is where you can literally sell a book that we wrote. There's the book, there's the funnel, there's the autoresponder emails, there's the bump sale, there's the upsell page, there's the autoresponders, literally all of it right here. You just click download, just boom, 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 download. All of these businesses are here. Look at this. We have so many of these that we built on the Success Connection now. It's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, look how big this one is. Your full stack business. Look at all of the assets that we gave you for this one business. It's absolutely crazy. And so we've given you all this stuff. Here's the hidden sales funnel. If you're new tonight, you want to make sure that you download this one, right? Because this is the one that's getting that basically gets you off the ground, right? This is the one we're focused on right now. So you'll want to click download right here on this one. Now, all of these download buttons download funnels that we have built inside of ClickFunnels. If you don't have ClickFunnels, you'll have to go here right now to activate your free trial. You can get a free trial for 2 full weeks, okay? And then you can download any of these businesses that you want. They're all yours, completely free. They cost you nothing. We built them, we deliver them to you so that you can use them and build your business off of them, right? So all you've got to do is have ClickFunnels. If you don't have it, you have to get it if you want any of these funnels. Is that okay with everybody? Just say yes, okay? So super important that you first get ClickFunnels, then you download all of the different funnel options and businesses that we have in here. Now, these links do quit working tonight at midnight. Every single Thursday night at midnight, all of these links quit working. And the reason is because people were sharing the page and other people were downloading my stuff that were not students from me. Then they're emailing my support with questions. And I'm like, you're not even a student of ours. Why would we be, you know, it's just crazy. So because of some bad apples, we have to put a time limit on it. So tonight by midnight, you have to download all the businesses that you want. You want a business Russell Brunson built? Here it is. Here's one of his full-blown funnels and his books that you can give away, by the way. So one of the opportunities there that's available for you. So what you need to do is come to this page right now. I'm going to give you the link and the password, okay? And then the first thing you want to do is join our Facebook group. You want to make sure you follow me on YouTube, and then of course, get ClickFunnels and download all of these businesses, right? Or at least the ones that you would like to use. So the question is, how do you get here and what do you do now? So the way that you get here is you go to this link. It's go.thesc.com/funnel, and you put in the password. This password is good until midnight tonight. The password is email, all right? So you're gonna go to go.thesc.com/funnel. You're gonna put in the password email, and that is going to take you to this page right here where you can get all of your assets, you can get ClickFunnels, download all of your funnels, and be prepared. You most definitely want to get your weekend hidden sales funnel ready before next week when we go through our entire email marketing bootcamp with Onyx, because, hey, look, we're going to give you emails that help you run that business. So it's super, super important, obviously, that you have that business downloaded. You have that business launched on your own account so that you can start to actually implement the stuff that we're teaching. So super, super important. Go to go.thesc.com/funnel, type in the password email, and of course, make sure you join our Facebook group, make sure you get ClickFunnels, make sure that you download these funnels. And listen, one of the things that I always tell you guys, okay, is have a great weekend, have a safe weekend, have a fun weekend, but do a little something this weekend that other people aren't doing, right? Because listen, in this game, It's those that have the edge. It's those that are willing to work when other people are not willing to work. It's those that are willing to sacrifice a little bit of that free time to turn that time into business time, right? That truly, truly succeed. So do a little something this weekend that other people aren't doing so that you're ahead of the game, because that is the name of the game. Anik, I want to say thank you again for joining us here. I look forward to seeing you next week. Next week is going to be a lot of fun because Anik is going to give away a lot of stuff. Because Anik is going to be
give away my whole company probably by the time I get
to
to
Anik. Can we also all have our own version of, like, can we all have diamond encrusted learn watches and stuff like that? We'll see how far we can go next week. Next week, live email marketing boot camp with Anik, his personal emails, a $9,000 coaching program, my funnel, and all kinds of other really awesome stuff. So we look forward to seeing you all then. Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. Get in the Success Connection group right now. Leave us some posts. Let me know what you think about tonight, and I'll see you all next week right here, same place, same time. Take care, everybody. Good night.